the higher mind technique. The higher mind is much bigger than the lower mind where we just think and analyze. The higher mind is really enormous, and it offers possibilities that are not quite as bold and dynamic as the linear dimension of the past, future, future, past. But the possibilities are more wholesome. So take a breath, sit back in your chair, and would you entertain the concept of ease? Just entertain the concept. It's not a thinking space. It's more like an exhale. It's like a relaxation, a freedom that allows you to relax the muscles. Don't go into trance right now. Just entertain the concept of ease. Trance is a place that becomes very warm, kind of a pattern, where in a couple of seconds you just go unconscious, but when you go in a higher mind, you get very conscious in a state of ease, a quiet and enhanced awareness. So with your eyes open, would you take a conscious breath, relax in a chair, pull yourself together back from your day, kind of go in your mind, I did pretty good today. And do that just because you can. There's no second opinion required right now. And with your eyes open, would you bring yourself with your awareness into the lower mind, right behind the eyes, and simply be aware of yourself in the lower mind, right behind the eyes. Would you take another breath? And would you make the exhale a bit longer than the inhale? Connecting your breath, an uninterrupted breath. And see if you can create a smile for no good reason. A smile is a very advanced technique. So see if you can create a smile. And would you breathe out without moving your head? Would you breathe out a longer exhale towards the floor without moving your head? Breathe out a longer exhale towards the floor, underneath where you're sitting, right under your chair. Just breathe out a couple of long exhales. Take your time. There's no need to hurry here. Just a long exhale towards the floor of where you're sitting. And if there is a tension in your head somewhere, would you create a flower? Any flower would do. A rose would be fine too. But whatever flower comes to you, would you have the flower pull that attention out of your head? Take your time. You will feel a sensation, kind of like a clearing, kind of like a pleasant pressure. Just have that flower pull that tension out of your head. And you might even see it with your mind's eyes, how the flower is pulling the tension, how it's pulling the tired out of your head, or pulling the fog out of your head. It's kind of fun to kind of see it being pulled out. So have some fun while the flower is pulling this tension out of your head. Observe it. It's kind of fun. And to kind of see it being pulled out like that, clearing your head within an exhale, an inhale and an exhale. You're doing great. And if there is some sort of tension in some other part of your body, would you create another flower? Any flower would do. A rose is fine, but whatever flower comes to you, let that flower pull that tension out of that part of your body. Take your time. You will feel a sensation, maybe tingling, kind of like clearing. And allow the flower to pull that tension out of that part of your body. Take your time. There is no need to hurry. You can pause this audio if you need more time. You're doing great. You're doing great. And if there is tension in yet another part of your body, would you create a flower? Any flower would do. Whatever flower comes to you, it's fine. A rose, it's very good. But whatever flower comes to you, that's good. And would you have that flower pull out that tension out of that part of your body? So take your time. You will feel this sensation. It's kind of like the heavy goes away. Maybe even a little tingling. And a clearing. And an ease. And would you allow the flower to pull that tension out of that part of your body? Take your time. Maybe there will be a sensation of clearing, a lightness, maybe even weightless. You're doing great. Take your time. Allow the flower to continue to pull. And maybe it works so well you could use this flower technique throughout the day. Have the flower pull out the stress, clearing the chatter out, clearing your mind, making room for a quiet and relaxed focus, for an enhanced awareness of yourself. You could use this flower technique throughout the day several times a day. It doesn't take but a few fractions of a second. So with your eyes open, would you bring your attention inward and let the room around you somewhat dissolve in your peripheral vision? The room will go out of your focus. And would you bring your focus inside yourself? And let the room be there, but not in your focus. And would you put your awareness on your breath, without stopping or interrupting your breath? Your attention is inward, and with the room out of your focus into your peripheral vision, there is no need to move your eyes at all. You already know what is in the room. So without moving your eyes, would you just pick an object in front of you? There's no need to move your eyes, no need to move your head either. Relax your body. And after you pick an object in front of you, as you are being aware of your breath, would you allow your eyelids to gently close? Continue the breath. Do not change anything. Just breathe and hold your awareness on being aware of yourself. Nothing in particular. Continue your breath. We will open and close the eyes a couple of times. So just wait for my guidance. This is a very simple transition that allows you to bypass a series of obstacles in your observation capacity that most don't even know exist. And by bypassing these obstacles, you're opening the gate to greater attention, easier focalization, and better memory recall. So take a breath. And for now, would you breathe your eyes open? But do not move your focal length and keep your attention inward. Let the room stay right there in the peripheral vision, out of your focus. Keep the focus inside yourself. Let the room be there but not in your focus. And put your awareness on your breath without stopping your breath. And with the room out of your focus, with your eyes relaxed, without moving your eyes, with eyes open, would you see the object you picked earlier in front of you? There's no need to move your eyes at all. You already know what's in a room, and you already picked up an object in front of you. There's no need to move your eyes, not even your focal length. And as you are being aware of your breath, would you allow your eyelids to close? Continue the breath. Do not change anything. Just breathe and hold your awareness on being aware of yourself, nothing in particular. Allow the transition to happen. There is really nothing to do here, but much is being done. So would you allow, have no expectations, but curiosity instead? You're doing great. Remember that you cannot do this wrong. And one more time. Would you breathe your eyes open, but not moving your focal length, and keep your attention inward. Let the room stay right there where it is, in your peripheral vision, out of your focus. Keep the focus inside yourself. Let the room be there. And would you place your awareness on your breath without stopping your breath? And with the room out of focus, with your eyes relaxed, and without moving your eyes, would you see the object you picked earlier in front of you? There's no need to move your eyes at all. You already know what's in the room. And as you are being aware of your breath, would you allow your eyelids to close and continue to see the object in front of you as you were looking through your eyelids? Continue to see the object in front of you. No expectations. Just allow the transition to happen. Much is being done. Just allow. Have no expectations. Your attention feels like it's more inward, but it's actually not. It is a perception due to being in a habit of allocating attention resources towards way too many subjects outside of you that have nothing to do with you, nor do they contribute to your well-being. Take a breath. You're doing great. Keep that curiosity going. When you begin to get into the higher mind and start to observe from the higher mind, many pieces of the puzzle start to come together. You will notice there is a quietness, a point of observation, there is a certainty, a calmness, there is a focus, but a relaxed focus. You might have noticed how the body calmed down already. There is not that much mental noise to it. All that chatter just got quieter. Breathe out. Congratulations. And see if you can create a smile again. It's nothing heavy, just a simple smile would do. A higher mind, it's about where the prefrontal, the parietal, and temporal lobes meet. Kind of, sort of, this is not an exact science, but kind of, sort of there. So from your lower mind, right behind the eyes, take your time, continue your breath. So from your lower mind, right behind the eyes, would you let your attention rise up a bit and move back a bit in the shape of the letter L, as in love, but an horizontal L with the small side of the L going up and the long side of the L going back into the higher mind. Take your time, make it fun, let it be fun. There will be more quietness. And would you have no expectations? There's nothing to find. Although there is a lot there, it's an enormous place. And right now you're just stepping through the door, aware of yourself, aware of your breath. No expectations, but would you be curious? Curiosity, it's a wonderful, expansive capacity. So would you just be curious like a child? Curious like a child would. This is like finding a new set of streets to drive through. It's a very similar concept. There is a quietness of the higher mind. Take a breath. You relax your shoulders. Relax your body a little bit more. And continue to feel that feeling of being curious. Curious in a higher mind. It's curious without asking a question, but it's where all the answers come to. So if you notice the quietness, another smooth breath, and then from the higher mind, would you move forward the long side of the L, forward the long side of the L, and then downwards the short side of the L, downwards the short side of the L, back into the lower mind, right behind the eyes. Continue your breath. We are developing a path. And would you notice the lower mind right behind the eyes? It's maybe noisier. Maybe there's more static. Maybe a sensation of pressure, a density. There's no right answer. It's just begin to get the distinction between one place of reference from the other. One more time. You're doing great. And now, from the lower mind, right behind the eyes, being aware of yourself, would you now be in the higher mind? So, from the lower mind, would you move up the shorter side of the L, and then move back the longer side of the L, And notice that you're kind of observing from a different place. We're developing a pathways here. And would you give yourself permission to be here, right here in the higher mind? There's no need for anybody else's approval, but right here where you begin to have an enhanced sense of yourself, happy, curious, finding the quietness of the higher mind, and then just breathe. Relax your shoulders, relax your body a little bit more. There is an ease that begins to expand in your space, right here from the higher mind. So would you allow that ease to expand? And I'm going to ask you in a moment, don't move your awareness just yet. In a moment, I'm going to ask you from your higher mind to open your eyes. And there might be a slight pressure or slight sensation that is different that you normally experience in opening and closing your eyes. For right now, would you be in the higher mind? And notice what happens when I ask you to look at that object from the higher mind. There may be a pressure on your nose or a pressure on your forehead. Your eyes are still closed. So would you be aware of yourself, and would you be aware of what is out in front of you? That object is still there in front of you. Would you just be aware? And would you take a nice smooth breath and stay right here in a higher mind? And would you breathe your eyes open? Do not adjust your focal length. Just relax your eyes, but gently breathe your eyes open. And don't go to the object with your eyes. Let the object stay there. Stay right here in the higher mind. Be curious. Another breath. And notice if you stopped breathing because you opened your eyes. And as you observe and you're aware of yourself in the higher mind, would you be aware of being happy? For no reason, but in a state of ease. There's nothing to do here. We're just building a pathway. For some, might be a challenge to keep the eyes open from the higher mind. So see if you can stay with your eyes open in the higher mind. Relax the shoulders, relax the butt, relax the legs. You don't have to go back to your old, normal place of observation. Give it a chance. We're building a new pathway and expand your lens. We will widen your lens of observation. We are creating this new path, a new place of observation. And would you just be happy? And with the next breath, would you be in the higher mind? And would you find the smile that starts to build from the inside? Just like a little child would. And would you be pleased with yourself? Just because. For no good reason. Hold the awareness of being aware. This is where the drifting will begin. It's a new place. It's not difficult at all, but it's a new place. It has a magnetic pull, kind of like, I want to go back to what I know, to what I'm comfortable, to what I'm used to. So give it a chance. Just give it a chance. Continue your breath and be curious. Relax your body and continue your breath. So start getting into that wide open higher mind, aware of being aware. Continue your breath. You drift when you stop your breath. Your thoughts begin to come in. So allow your breath to be continuous. Then inhale connects with the exhale, and the exhale connects with an inhale effortlessly. And then from the higher mind, would you move forward the long side of the L, and then downwards the short side of the L, right behind your eyes in the lower mind. Take a deep breath. Did your hearing just change? It's more comfortable or maybe a little different. Just notice there is no right answer. We're just building a new pattern. It is easier to breathe when in our lower mind, right behind the eyes. So just notice, is it? There's no right answer. You cannot do this wrong. Continue your breath. When you begin to get into the higher mind and start to observe from the higher mind, many pieces of the puzzle start to come together. You will notice there is a quietness, a point of observation. There is a certainty, a calmness. There is a focus, but a relaxed focus. You might have noticed how the body calmed down already. There is not that much mental noise to it. All the chatter just got quieter. Congratulations. So now, from the lower mind, right behind your eyes, would you be aware of yourself? Would you move up the shorter side of the L and then move back the longer side of the L? And would you now be in the higher mind? And would you have a sense of looking around? Just a new point of observation, and have a sense of looking at your room without moving your head. In the higher mind, just a new point of observation. Have a sense of being aware of your room and directing your awareness in front of you without turning your head, but kind of seeing, being aware, more of being aware of what's on the left side and on the right side of you without moving your eyes, and also what's on the wall behind you. Don't turn your head, it's just an awareness. You know what's in a room, you've been in that room many times. So keep looking from the higher mind. Don't turn your head. Make this fun, make it a game, like a kid would, like a little child would. And continue to look with your eyes closed. Another breath. And in the higher mind, did you drop down to think? There's no thinking required. Relax in the body. Ease. Notice being conscious, being aware. Then notice the quietness. Then would you notice the clarity? There is a more precise focus. It's like you can see more clearly. There's a sense of clarity. So just by sitting here in the higher mind, without thinking a lot, you start to rewire the patterns that will create an enormous ease for you. Enormous ease in focusing, ease in concentration, ease in memorization, and overall ease. There's going to be more room to think clearly, more room to concentrate on subjects that matter, and a detachment from unimportant distractions. So would you let yourself be aware of your focus? a sense of precision, a sharpness. Let your mind start to not have as much chatter in. And with your curiosity, would you allow your additional focus, quiet, clarity, curious but no question is asked? Some will want to be doing something. It's not wrong. It's just notice. There come to be an ease without having to think. Happy is a good word to allow yourself. And would you take another breath? Aware of yourself, being aware of yourself, being certain, with your eyes open. And then another breath. Continue the breath. Pay attention to the breath all the way through. And welcome to a huge step on your journey. And let me come to a stop. But let me ask you to see if you can hold this space. You're going to fall off of it eventually. So just allow this space you're in right now to be a reality for you. And notice this feeling right now. When you fall out of it, remember the feeling and see if you can bring yourself right back into it. It's a sensation. But this is a pathway that you'll start to create that will allow you to make this a reference point that becomes a reality very, very quickly for you. So for right now, for the next few minutes, would you allow it to really integrate? Just be quiet. No thinking required. Allow this higher mind to continue to integrate. Well done.